Hello, amazing Kirsty. I hope you're well. So I was just testing the sound. Are you well, Kirsty?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good, 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 good. How's the writing going? Because I've been thinking about you all
Oh
week.
my God. I have about four drafts of thinking about my discussion section chapter. That's how that's going.
Are they integrating or are they all sort of separate at this point?
Actually, no, you know what? It's brought me to the point where I'm creating a table to now go through what I've already written and compare different results. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
We did just talk about in digital office hours, literal cutting and pasting, Kirsty, getting bits of paper and moving the paragraphs around. That could be also an option.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
I'm
So
excited about today. I'm using the energy. I'm using
yeah,
the
I know we're going to do some damage today. We're going to write hard. We've got beautiful Susan in from the legendary New York City. Good evening, Thursday afternoon, night, Susan.
8:30 at night. Yeah.
30 night. We're thrilled to see you. Liam, of course, is coming deep in the night from the northwest of the People's Republic of England. We're thrilled with you. Ben's back. Ben, we've missed you. Oh, you're looking glamorous in the skivvy. Well, that's some forward skivvy work, Ben.
Thanks. No, I'm sorry I've missed it, but and then daylight savings has screwed about around with my timing a bit, but I'm back now.
I was going to say it's worth it, mate. That skivvy is good. That's a bit of good skivvy work. We are thrilled. So, colleagues, we are thrilled to see you all. Legendary Damien's in. Oh, Damien, you're at the bottom of my screen rather than the top. That's unusual. Damien, how you going? We'll just do one touch base in with Damien. How you going?
Still very deep in the writer's room chapter, but it's on the homeward bound.
Look, I tell you what, you and I, because I'm doing this sort of black pill incel Andrew Tate article. You and I have both been struggling about the same length of time. So I think it's been hard, Yakka. So the pair of us will finish at about the same time, I reckon. Let's do it, Damien. Let's go hard. Colleagues, let's do it. 29 minutes. Come on, Jules. Give me 29 minutes. Let's go for it. See you soon. Rock and roll. Yay. Yay. Last minute colleagues. And we are done. Well done, everybody. That was very, very intense. Oh my goodness me. And I should, of course, log, colleagues, that this is Right Club 50. We got to Right Club 50. So many of you have been with us all the way through the 50. And Damien, we need to do a big shout out to our mate Vic, don't we? Vic and all our friends that have watched every single one of these asynchronously and write with us on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings. So we love yous all. And yeah, Right Club 50, there you go. So look, I'll start with Damien, because Damien and I that was pretty intense, Damien. How did you go? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I have a lot of interview data, and I had a realization this week, and this chapter has been dogging me for a while, in that I was focusing on what I thought was a headline that everyone I interviewed told me was a headline, which is this issue of talent development. And I sort of got to the end of a rewrite of the chapter and realized, well, that's actually only the last couple of years of the focus of the decade I'm looking at.
Interesting.
And I have these three gay men who all reported all of the ways they were restricted from telling gay stories in the 90s and 2000s, and how in the 2011 to 2021 period I look at was the first time they could tell these stories, and it was the first time they could tell them in a dramatically truthful way. And like their authorship of those stories was really important. And I realized I just kind of glossed over it. And so I've kind of gone back to the start again to kind of go, right, well, I need to center this story as the kind of, if I think of it chronologically, this is what was happening first.
So, Damien, this is brilliant. And of course, this is the consequence of having a rich data set, right? And good on you for not giving up. Because as I said, you and I are sort of linked in these quite difficult pieces at the moment. And it's very easy to sort of give up and go, oh, this is not making sense. And go back to the data and just gently, exfoliate it and see where it takes you, brother.
Yeah, very much in that process today.
Oh, I'm proud of you, mate. Look, we'll get through. You and I both doing some hard yakka here. We'll get through. You're the best, mate. Should we go to the legendary Ben in the best skivvy in the Southern Hemisphere? So, Ben, what were you writing on?
Yes, so I was writing and editing a short piece that I'm trying to put together in kind of an immediate or a quick fashion in response to yet another report that's come out in New Zealand about solitary confinement in one of our largest prisons. So a lot of my research is centered around solitary confinement, and I've got pieces that I'm working on to get out long term. But just because there's so many reports that are coming out now, I feel like I need to get some of that research out quite quickly. So there's a possibility to do that with a law journal here. So I was just working on that.
Oh, Ben, that's absolutely amazing, mate. And can I say, have an appendix in your thesis. So open up the appendix, and it might be appendix 1, where you actually present all these, I don't even know what we call them, commentaries to report, letters, whatever they are, shorter pieces, and actually present them, Ben, so that your colleagues and your examiners can see the scaffolding. So there's not a word wasted there, mate. Oh, Ben, you're fantastic.
Perfect. Thank you.
Good on you, mate. Legendary. Should we go to our other favourite human, the Dougster? Now, Doug, what were you writing on now? Were you in the sauce zone, or where were we, mate?
Yes, I was doing the sauce zone. That sounds a bit weird. I'd written 4 more paragraphs
Good on you, mate.
down at the bottom. So I'm just sort of going through accepting your recommendations, your changes,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I'll work on that a bit more today. Then I'll send it through to both you and Jamie this afternoon,
That's exciting.
and then I'll have a break.
Then you'll have a break, and then you'll leave it to us to see what we can do with your magic piece of work, Dougster.
Yes, I need you to add a reference or two because of you say CDE student, PhD students are aged between blah and blah. I need data, so I'll leave that for you to add.
I am your research assistant. I will add that data, Doug.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm good on you, Doug. I'm terribly proud of you, mate. Well done. This is a good piece of work, mate. Should we
Thank
go? Oh, you're the best. Should we go to beautiful Eleanor now? Eleanor, of course, has just started and it's got enormous bits of paper and highlighter pens. And so what did you do during the 29 minutes? Were you back to the pad? Oh, what did you, that looks a bit rude. Can I just say my eyes watered a bit there, but
Okay, I create this another layout and I don't know what to put, but I put axiology in the middle of center because I thought study of value is very important, and I think I will separate on ethic and aesthetics. And then I go on to ontology, epistemology, methodology, and method. So I thought that will be nice structure. And then I can think, I might create some sort of with references, and then I create my own. So I can put my own values, my own beliefs, and I'm just contemplating between subjectivism and objectivism. It's interesting. You look in this door and you just say, oh my God, it's never ending. And it was never black and white. It was every single color of rainbow over there. And
Exactly.
one school say one things, another school said, no, it's wrong. This is our things and we right. So this is what I will spend my half hour.
that's brilliant. And that's the blessing of philosophy. And that's why, 200 years ago, every single student in a university made sure they did at least some philosophy. And that's why it's useful. So you're going back there now, you're winning, darling. You keep drawing, axiology, there we go. I knew we'd go there. Kyles. Welcome back, Kyles, our traveller.
Welcome back.
What were you writing on?
Oh, brain dump from all the conversations that I had over the last few days. So I thought I sort of was thinking what I knew was going to potentially help, but I've some great talks about AI and stuff I hadn't really thought about of how they can actually, how the AI can assist them to use the AI or the technology. So yeah, so it was just how's this going to impact? We need to do that. So it was just right. I've got about 4 paragraphs of different colours of different thoughts that I'm going to need to, as we used the word before, smush in somewhere and then go looking for references. And yeah, some really great keynote speakers, a few futurists and that sort of stuff. And I'm like, we're going to put some of that in there. And yeah.
Look, good. That's the gift of the conference. Look, the futurists, I mean, they've got to exist. I'm glad I'm not married to one. They're mainly blokes. They're complicated blokes, Kyles.
They are very complicated blokes, but had some great little nuggets of stuff that I thought, I could put that in there. And yeah.
They're very, very confident with their vibes, aren't they? They're
Very confident. But when you're looking at digital technology, maybe some of those vibes might be right. Some of them might not be. Who knows?
And of course, we'll all be dead before it's right or wrong. So
Yes.
The futurists win. Whatever happens, the futurists win. Kyles, that's what you keep getting that down, girlfriend. And look, should we go to Jess, who's looking more thoughtful and pensive than normal? It's like we have destroyed Jess's life. So good morning, Jess. So what were you writing on?
I did up my donut. So from Right Club. So I think, yeah, that's helping to sort of stabilize how I write about it now. I think so. I'm good. I just have to go and do the writing.
Okay, so you've got a structure. You reckon you can actually, from the donut, move forward?
Yeah. If only I could just do my whole PhD in diagrams. That would suit me fine, Tara. That's how I see stuff. If I could draw it out, put it in boxes and thought bubbles and submit that.
Look, design theses do that. Some of the funnest theses I ever examine are design, where it's all over the place. They're fantastic. I haven't examined any of those in about 5 years. They're great. So they basically are that, and they're tremendous.
Okay. All right, I've got to now just write what I've drawn. Yeah,
I think that'll help, darling. Look, we will go to the font of your donut. I didn't know that would be a phrase I would use. Now, Jules, font of your donut. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. That sounds slightly rude, even though I don't know what it means. So, Jules, you gave her the donut. Now, what were you writing on?
I was putting the beginnings of a governance structure together, and the justification for why it is the crux of my thesis on merit and rules and norms, and how those skew against women and are very androcentric, and how that is a disservice not just to women but to the nation as a whole. But what I really would like to ask is, you made a comment about incels, and Damien made a comment about invisibility, and we have a major difference of opinion in this household. But I just want to know if anyone has a specific comment on the stabbings of women in Bondi, as acknowledged by the New South Wales Police Commissioner, that that's not ideologically driven.
Yeah.
I know this is way off target,
Yes,
and maybe
and Jules, it's a bit hot for me, so I will go to Damien, because
Okay.
obviously I'm doing the very difficult research at the moment. And it's very disturbing research, this. And I was just writing the black pill section. That's what I was just writing, the incel black pill section, and it's the misogyny. It is the hatred of women is beyond incel. It goes to the manosphere. It goes to the pickup artists. There's all sorts of communities, but we need to remember that in the formal incel website, there are 40,000 members of that organization, let alone the readers of it. So, as a trope, it has a definitional protocol to objectify women to orifices. So the notion of killing those women that will not sleep with them is the foundational trope of the organisation. But Damien, do you want to speak on some of this? Because obviously the series of hate crimes we're dealing with, there's also the heteronormativity is also profoundly destructive.
Yeah, I mean, part of like the reticence to sort of name the ideological framing for what happened is kind of concerning, because naming things is very powerful. Like in my research, there's a lot of positivity to naming things, being able to name sexuality on screen, but at the same time, naming something gives us a way to focus on it, and it is concerning for someone not to name like what is clearly an ideological motivation. I personally can't see it any other way, but maybe that's because I come from a world where those ideological motivations are also targeted as me, and other men who aren't queer maybe don't feel that same targeting. I don't know. It's a difficult thing to sort of explore.
Look, that's exactly right, Damien. So, Julie, I also think Australia has been sort of our history, and of course, Ben, Aotearoa New Zealand is different again, because feminism was so infused throughout biculturalism and through even the treaty, so that there's a different feminism in Aotearoa New Zealand. But I think our masculinity is very complicated, Jules, and this incel violence has occurred and been documented as occurring since 2011. So that's a long time ago. So the idea that no one's connected those dots up, or it's so unpalatable in Australian culture that men want to kill women because they are women, that's beyond what we can manage. So I just hope these conversations and the conversations you're having in your household will make a difference, Jules. You all right? Because these are horrible.
Yeah,
horrible things.
it links to domestic violence against women, and and the policies that do or don't stop that. Like we've got a coward punch policy that came into being very, very quickly. But anyway, it's completely off topic.
Yes,
so I'm tracking well on my governance, and I'm getting there. And I will be for you, hopefully by the end of the weekend. So.
Excited. Governance is everything. Absolutely. And that's how we make change. So the positive thing out of that terrible conversation is governance and regulation and accountability and transparency. And as Damien said, speaking the words, creating the framing discourse, that's how we make a difference. And that's what your thesis is on, Jules. Should we go to the light of my life, the shell? What were you writing on? Gorgeous shell. Morning shell.
I've had a big morning and a big week, just in terms of butting up against some of my own limitations.
Oh, Angel.
Yeah, no, it's in a really good way. So I just had a big epiphany this morning and I just wrote about it. It's good. It's all really positive.
Oh, sweetheart. And the emotion, we love you, Shell. The emotion is there, babe, because it matters. If it didn't matter, oh, Carl, don't you start, because if you go, I'm gone, mate, I'm gone, mate, I'm gone, I'm gone. Shell, darling, the emotion exists because you've made a connection that you thought was beyond you, and you've surprised yourself. And the emotion and the intellect is now aligned. So, Shell, you're one of the brightest, most astonishing humans I've ever met. And I met you week 1 when I arrived, beautiful girl. And you know, you are like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz, right? You can get home all the time. You don't need Glenda. You've got it within you already, Angel, and we've all just got to provide a mirror at you to show you how incredible you are.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I just have to give a shout out to my supervisor actually for working with me through it.
Oh, darling girl. But the emotion matters, darling. In intellectual life, we so often have this sort of Cartesian binary of mind and body. Every now and again, you've got to hold on to the emotion like a rope to get you up the mountain. The emotions will lead you where you need to go, beautiful, okay?
I just want to confirm, like, it's all really positive. It's just, you've just caught me on a day when it's just hasn't settled yet.
Yeah. Oh, it's overwhelming, darling. You've surprised yourself.
Yeah.
Surprised yourself. And what we've now got to do is just show you that you had it all the time. How much do we love Shell? We love Shell. We love Shell. We love Shell. We love Shell. You're the best, Shell. And look, here's our other favourite human being, the wonderful Adrian. Now, Adrian, I'm excited because you're reaching the end of the party. I think you might be our next finisher, I think, Adrian. So where are we at, mate? Oh, whoa.
We're not that far yet. I mean, I told my supervisor that I'd try to have a first draft done by June. It's not actually due till August, but well, it's not actually due till the end of the year, but I'm just going to go for it anyway. And where I'm at, I'm really just basically in my discussion section, I've broken it down into the different stages of the intercultural illustrative process. So a typical illustrative process is X, Y, and Z, and then the intercultural one is something different. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm just breaking it down, going through each stage, talking about how my collaborator basically blew my mind in terms of what illustration can be in an intercultural context in Samoa. So yeah.
I love this. This is, did you see Ben and Damien just nodding, going, this is beautiful analysis. This is exactly what you're building, Adrian. Legendary. You got it, mate. We're with you. And Lorraine's with us now. Lorraine, oh my goodness me. Now, have we clicked over the 100,000 words?
Well, we would have. So I'm at just under 99. So we would have, only I've been messing around a lot with, I've discovered snipping tool. Life-changing. Been messing around with diagrams, right? And then the little things move every time you format. Snipping tool, and it just stays in one place. Anyway, that's my tip. And Draw.io. Oh, fantastic for Venn diagrams. Actually, Kai mentioned Venn diagrams to me the other way. The way the interactions have come together, which has been so helpful, that visual representation. Even if these things that I may not include, they're there and they really help inspire me to write about certain aspects. So thank you, Carl, for that. Ben, I love the sound of your study. Fascinated. Like, I just, for very personal reasons, but I won't go there. So what I was doing there, Tara, was I've always been really mindful of rabbit holes. I can go down rabbit holes. There's a Royal Commission that's coming to an end soon. There are hundreds, thousands of artifacts that have been submitted, witness statements. So I've started sort of and I'm going, you know what, I need to stay away from that cookie jar because I've got 2.5 chapters still to write, and I'm already like just nearly 100,000. I know I need to cull. However, this is a thesis. It is not meant to be 200,000 words because I could see that's where it could go. So it's just really being disciplined.
Yes.
To rein it in when I need to rein it in. But it's really hard because it's just so fascinating.
But Lorraine, darling, at this point, have what I used to call in the old days an outtakes chapter. So the great idea is to go, oh, that's a great paragraph, doesn't belong there. Just have a dump in the outtakes. And
Okay.
so many of those paragraphs end up becoming articles post the thesis. When you're tired and you go, I'm exhausted, what am I going to write on? Go to the outtakes chapter and there are 15 pieces, mate. Also,
Thank you.
we're going to click the 100. We're going to click the 100 this week. And by the way, Lorraine, put those diagrams, if they don't end up in the thesis, put them in appendices.
Yeah, yeah.
As examiners, I love that stuff. I absolutely, you know, so you can see the scaffolding work, the scaffolding andragogical work in Appendix 3. I'd lose my mind. I'd lose my mind. Okay. Put it in. You're fantastic. Liam, who's joined us in the middle of the night. Oh, Liam, what are you writing on now? I've been worried about you, but so what are you writing on? It's important we keep you writing, brother.
Oh, sorry, I've had
Oh, sweetheart.
a minute laryngitis, so
Oh, sweetheart.
I'm struggling. Yeah. Anyway, I have been writing, and I've just shamelessly dropped the article that's going to be live on Monday with Frontiers in Sociology. It's the queer criminology article. It's finally been accepted. It's finally out there. It will be finalized on Monday. So yeah, I'm just really happy about that. And it's out there, and I've used Write Club to do that. Like, you've all been on the journey with me for that. So let's see what happens next.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, and darling, great journal, great human being. Can't wait to read that. Can't wait to cite that, Liam. For God's sake, make you look after yourself. Okay, we need you alive. All right, you bugger.
Yeah, I was going to say something though, and it links back to the point that Damien and Julia made. Writing from the margins, from a queer perspective, like it's made me and my co-author realize that we could be cannon fodder for these quite dangerous people.
Yes.
Which is really, really worrying. I know that Leanne said she was worried about you with your writing as well when you took on JP, and it's making me a bit worrisome.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, not that much happened, but stuff did happen, Liam. So, you know, when you are taking on these humans and noting that JP in particular, Jordan Peterson in particular, is sort of the intellectual of the incel movement. So there have been some weird and wonderful things, but also they're gifts too, Liam, if we can just care for you. So, for example, one of these fabulous incels, what was the phrase they used? This was a comment to my research. Shut your cake hole, you overeducated whore. Very enjoyable. And so that, of course, has then become the title of the piece that I'm writing at the moment. And of course, it's a great, shut your cake hole, you overeducated whore. And so it's objectifying women, dealing with women's orifices and what they would like stuff done with. So, but again, Liam, I'm also a heteronormative white woman, old, empowered. And so I can take this on and have a laugh. But we've got all sorts of crew from queer communities that don't have that empowerment. So we have to swarm around you, Liam, and protect you. But if you can, collect them. I actually have a file where I collect them, which I really enjoy. And so I then use that because they're about me, so I can cite them because they're about me. And it just reminds people. So here's just some random Australian professorial bird, and these gentlemen are saying that. So it's good to confront people with that sort of accurate mirror, maybe. Have a think about it, Liam, but we've got to protect you as well. All right? Bless you. Oh, darling one. You're very precious to us. Shall we go to the legendary Susan? We love you, Susan. Oh, I get so excited every week. So excited every week. So what were you writing on, Susan?
Well, I have a client who did not grow up with, his father did not grow up with his father. So he wanted to know more about his father's family.
Excellent.
So I was writing the research, it's a long report. It's a research report, with my findings and all of that.
Yes.
And it's interesting because as I was writing it, I was thinking about the fact that he doesn't know it yet. The client doesn't know it yet, but his 3 times great-grandfather served in the army during the US Civil War.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
And, you know, usually when I find something like that, I have a chance to talk to them over the phone or, you know, do a Zoom call, you know, whatever, and break it to them gently. But, you know, because I'm so busy these days, I'm just thinking in terms of putting it in the report and letting him call me and, you know, get excited about it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, but anyway, that's what I put. That's what I'm right. And I also decided, because of this client's work, to make a template for how to report these, you know, the research to clients, because I have so many of them now, and it's taking a lot of. That's why I haven't gotten to my article that I wanted to do, because I'm working with clients, but I'm going to get there eventually.
But what a blessing you are, and what a gift of this information to really help people center themselves and feel whole, Susan. You're doing amazing work.
Thank you.
Oh, we love you, Susan. We love you, Susan. We'll go to the amazing city now. We're excited to see you. Now, what were you writing on, my love? This is exciting.
So I'm back to the journal corrections that I've been struggling. And it took me 6 weeks to realize the reason why it's been so difficult is because I've been over obsessing about the prior heading that I've attached it to, which is techno-optimism and techno-skepticism, which the reviewers hated because there's so much contradictions. And now I might be taking a risk of stepping away from that frame and narrative and giving it in a different perspective, but I'm a bit worried because I've already teased out that heading to the reviewers. If I take that element out and put in something new, would they go, hey, what happened to that heading? So I'm still trying to work around it, because I feel if I pursue the original heading, it might be too convoluted and then exceed the word count. But if I scale it back and look at it at a different angle, it risks, I guess it's just the anxiety of like, what would the reviewer think? Because I've taken that piece out and I've already teased it out. So that's where I'm at. So I've only managed to write 2 sentences, but I've managed to reframe my prior headings and work to fit that part. But I'm omitting something which I already gave a piece. So I'm a bit worried on that part.
So, City Darling, that sounds all very logical and rational to me. And always feel free to use my old line about putting the problem into the work, right? So many of these labels that are being attached to particular ways of organising knowledge are reified and binarised and problematic. So actually saying that, putting that in, addresses the reviewer's concern, and also your concern, your reticence, your ambivalence. We need to have more ambivalence in our research, that, you know, this is not definitive. This is, you know, we're not ideologues, we're researchers. And so we've always got to be generous in the transformations of knowledge that will follow us. So have a think about that, darling one, and put the problem in. Write what you've just said to us. You're the best. And we'll finish. So sorry, I tried to get round to everybody, but I'll finish with Kirsty, because I've been worried about Kirsty. So Kirsty, light of our lives from our lifestyle location. So finish us off, my queen. Where are we at?
Oh, I'd just like to thank everyone for their thoughts today, because it's interesting. I'm working on the table for my discussion, and the more I'm comparing and pulling the data just into table form to be able to write the discussion section with, you know, probably just to be a bit more analytical, I think the table's really helping. But what Damien said about glossing over things, now I don't know why that's hit home for me, but just going through and putting things in a table, and now I'm going to actually be really careful in case I am glossing over things that I haven't realized before, so that I can discuss that more in the discussion section. So thanks for that, Damien. Like I said, I don't know, nothing particular occurred to me, so I'm hoping it's not a whole heap of things, but yeah, so I'm very excited. But also I'd like to share with everyone as well. I think some of you already know I've been working on 2 articles, and I now have them both submitted, but one went off to review last week. So I'm very excited. So yeah, I know it's only a small thing, like nothing.
No, it's a huge thing.
But yeah, when I saw it click onto the next dot, I'm like, oh, they like it.
Oh, we are so proud of it, and you deserve that, my angel. And always remember, I think we've, as positivist science has sort of taken over all our universities, we've referred too much to, you know, a data point. There's a data point. There's an aberrant data point. Mostly in the human sciences, data points are human beings.
Yeah.
So we don't gloss over those human beings. They're not outliers to a data set. They're humans of flesh and blood and bone and emotion and hopes and dreams. So let's all make sure that these data points are fleshed out and valued for who they are as a human. And that's what you're doing. It's what Damien's doing. It's what Liam's doing. So look, colleagues, an incredible Right Club 50. I feel changed again. And I just say to everybody out there, because obviously there's been some complicated conversations today, and we wish all our Right Clubbers well and safety and kindness and compassion, and we always must be the change that we want to see, and the kindness that we all show resonates out. We are a little drop in a little pool, and that resonates outward. So research takes courage, and I've said that a lot, and you are all incredibly courageous scholars, and we are all proud of you and the work that you do every day. It matters because you matter. So thank you for joining us for Right Club 50. Have a lovely day. And Jess, I'll have it all online in about 45 minutes. See you soon, colleagues. Blessings to you. Good on you, Ben. Have a good afternoon, mate. See ya.